What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Drop That Podcast, and Happy New Year. 2025 is upon us, okay? I said 2025 is upon us. This is our first episode of the new year. We're almost at 200 episodes. I want to appreciate y'all for supporting. I'm your boy, Eddie Jax. Before we get into this first episode, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Layback TV, okay? Layback TV has over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, every HBO, multiple languages, you fucking name it. If you're speaking Espanol, you better get on it, okay? It's better than all your networks, better than all your streaming services, like a combined all-in-one. Only $25 a month, okay? Check them out on laybacktv.com, okay? LAYBACKTV.com for you motherfuckers who can't spell. Compatible on your iPhones, Androids, and your Fire Sticks, okay? Check them out. And on their Instagram on official_ Layback TV, okay? Y'all, here we go. Wrestling talk. Whoa! Holy shit, this shit is going crazy for 2025. Yo, this is our segment, Who You Got? And we're doing this special for Raw on Netflix. But before we get on that, let's give you some updates for the past Raw and the past SmackDowns. Yo, so it's official. The finals for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion, will be Dakota Kai versus Lara Valkyria, okay? I think this has been under the radar. There was so much hype behind first Women's U.S. Championship. I think we need a good story when it comes down to the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I personally do not care on who wins it. It really doesn't matter. This match, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Dakota Kai pulls it off. I mean, she's the only one out of Damage Control that hasn't seen gold. When Bayley was there, she's seen gold. Well, she's seen some success. You know what I mean? She won the Royal Rumble while still being a part of Damage Control. Asuka, Kairi Sane, tag team champions. You know what I mean? You name it. Io Sky, WWE Women's Champion, after winning the Money in the Bank. She's the only one who hasn't won anything. So I would say Dakota Kai will pull that off. SmackDown, yo, the Cody Rhodes versus and Drew McIntyre promo. That's interesting because it's so many gems that is being sprinkled. Like, there's going to be a faction created for Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre because they got a transfer situation, a transfer segment where someone from SmackDown could go to Raw and someone from Raw can go to SmackDown. I don't think it matters. I mean, we had a draft earlier this year in springtime, and shit, we still see people from SmackDown going to Raw, people from Raw going to SmackDown. You know what I mean? I don't think it matters. So I'm curious when this transfer is going to be. It seems like it's going to be under the radar between Raw GM Adam Pearce and SmackDown GM Nick Aldis. Shout out to both of them. They're doing great jobs. You know what I mean? We've gone through so many GMs when it comes down to Raw and SmackDown, and I feel Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis, being former wrestlers, have actually been more entertaining. They're different. They have a different look. And they're running it like, oh, we give no shits. We're fair. We're going to take charge, this, and that. I like how they're doing it individually. But, I don't know. Some tells me it is not going to be a fair situation between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens for their ladder match at the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. So it's a question mark. Are we going to see Drew McIntyre involved? Are we going to see Randy Orton involved? I mean, Drew hugged him. That was weird. But it was like, it's creating good stories. And shout out to Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Warrior. Holy fuck, man. This guy, like, rather if he's a babyface or a heel, he is so entertaining. And 2024, you know, we got to give praise to Drew McIntyre, man. Because regardless of him taking a break after the Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood with him and CM Punk, you know, due to family situations such as a death in the family, so condolences to his family. Um, he always comes back and is like, yo, he ain't lost a step. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. Not to mention, he won the Elimination Chamber match back in Australia back in February. He defeated Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, even though it was for 5 minutes holding it. He won the Money in the Bank. Yo, you got to give him praise. A great story between him and CM Punk, trilogy matches and so forth. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. You know, Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman do a little promo before Solo meets Roman Reigns in Tribal Combat on the Raw debut on Netflix. And it seems like if Solo wins, he's going to own Paul Heyman forever. That's interesting. Shout out to Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time. Money in the Bank, Miss Money in the Bank, finally cashes in, waiting for an opportune moment, helped Nia Jax, her former friend, defeat Naomi to retain the title, and then caught her in the crossfire, and boom, she cashes in, hit her with a briefcase. Candice LeRae threw her to the goddamn ring post, and became, with a fucking prettiest moonsault, I think that's what it's called, and became the new Women's WWE Champion. So shout out to Tiffany. Not what I thought was going to happen. Not exactly the title I thought she was going to cash in. But hey, I mean, they teased it and it happened. So shout out to Tiffany Stratton, the new WWE Women's Champion. And final headline is the Royal Rumble February 1st will be in Indianapolis. Okay? But they just announced next year's 2026 Royal Rumble will be held in Saudi Arabia. I think it's official. They're getting global and they're getting stadiums. And the 3 events, they went like in the eras of arenas. Look who's all in the stadiums. Look at the PLEs that are in the stadiums now. Like, it's already official for the last I want to say 15 years. WrestleMania stays in stadiums. SummerSlam is in stadiums for the last past multiple years now, and you know, shout out to the WrestleMania and then SummerSlam. They're both now by next year they're gonna be both PLEs gonna be 2 nights. WrestleMania is already 2 nights since the pandemic, but SummerSlam by next year is going to be 2 nights. That's one of the original PLEs from back in the days when it was called pay-per-views. Because back then it was Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and the Survivor Series. So now where they're at with PLEs, it's crazy. You know what I mean? WrestleMania is in stadiums. SummerSlam is in stadiums. It's official. Elimination Chamber is going to be in stadiums now. Last year they had it in Australia, main eventing with Rhea Ripley. You know, this Elimination Chamber, March 1st, is going to be in Toronto's stadium, where the Toronto Blue Jays play. I think is I forgot what it's called. Don't quote me. But Elimination Chamber is in the stadium now. After this year, the Tropicana, this past year actually, the Tropicana Park or Stadium, I believe it's called, in Tampa, where the Royal Rumble was held. Look where it is going to be this year. The Royal Rumble is going to be at the Indianapolis Colts Stadium. The Colts Stadium. Okay? Forgot what it's actually called. Lucas Oil Stadium, I believe. Don't quote me on that either. But the Royal Rumble is going to be in stadium. Next year, it's going to be in a huge stadium globally in Saudi Arabia. So shout out to everyone involved. Triple H, WWE, Nick Khan. I'm pretty sure Riyadh Seasons, Turkey Al-Sheikh probably got something to do with it. Not sure where it's going to be in Saudi Arabia, but the fact that the Royal Rumble is going to be over there, it's amazing. That's crazy. Now, let's get into the segment, Who You Got? For Monday Night Raw's Netflix debut, titled Raw on Netflix premiere. Okay? Now, word out, and they've been teasing this with trailers and videos and so forth, an actual debut of certain someone. You know, they got like a twister on their forehead. If we're diehard pro wrestling fans, with a lot of organizations such as WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, doesn't matter. We know who this is. And we're calling it now. Panta El Zero is coming to WWE. And there's a possibility it's going to be the partner of Rey Mysterio to face the New Day. Whoo! Panta coming up? That'll be interesting. Luchadors are coming. And there's a perfect way to do it because they just announced Backlash is going to be in El Mexico. Holy fuck. Can you fucking believe it? A couple years ago, they had Backlash in Puerto Rico with a lot of returns. I mean, they had Bad Bunny, 2 Boricuas fighting in a street fight. As far as Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, they had the return of Carlito, the return of Savio Vega. The list goes on. Even Zelina Vega being a Boricua. She didn't win her match, but the fact that she got to perform in her home background country, shout out to her. But now we going to Mexico, which is going to be interesting. We got lots of Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? We got Andrade. We got Rey Mysterio. We got sorry to say, Dirty Dom Mysterio. It'd be stupid not to have him. He's a new Latino Heat. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see where they go, but this is a perfect time to get Pantera Zero to be in Backlash for Mexico, and he's going straight to the main roster. So shout out to that. Already announced, John Cena will be at Raw on Netflix. First stop of his final tour, the last tour, however you want to call it. It's John Cena's final year as an active wrestler in the WWE. A lot of good moments with him. I had the honor of watching him at WrestleMania 24 and WrestleMania 28. He didn't win those matches, but it was a good moment to see him in his entrance, and him perform regardless of what. So yeah, I think it's a dope. His first stop's going to be here. I'm kind of curious on how it's going to go. What story is he going to be injected in? Whether if it's bloodline situation, Punk and Seth Rollins situation, since he has former feuds with both of them. Cody and Kevin. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, they're saying Cody's going to be there. And the rumor has it Cody versus John Cena at WrestleMania 41. Not sure why that would be, but that's a little too soon for me, but I guess, whatever. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, this is going to be interesting. John Cena is going to be, I'm assuming he's going to announce he's going to be injected into the Royal Rumble. Is he going to win? It'll be a question mark. He's going to be at his final WrestleMania. I will see him live for his final WrestleMania moment, and he will be riding off in the sunset come this December. So, good to see. Word has it that maybe The Rock will be a part of this. I don't see why not, but here is a little gem, okay? Last time we got a Rock appearance was at WWE Bad Blood in Atlanta. The Rock had to make an appearance at some football game in Atlanta, and we got to see him to close out the show of Bad Blood. Now, here's the shit. He's going to be in LA for the Golden Globes. Raw on Netflix premiere will be in Inglewood, California at the Intuit Dome. Now, the Golden Globes is going to be held in Beverly Hills, and in Inglewood will be Raw. The Rock will be a part of the Golden Globes, and here's Raw. The distance between both is 20-25 minutes. So, just to give you a little heads up. Now, let's go down. Let's go down the list. We got 4 matches popping off, okay? Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, yeet, will be taking on Drew McIntyre. I'm going to call it right now. Jey has been on a run lately, ever since he was screwed over and lost the Intercontinental Championship to Braun Breaker. Not a very good run. He's been losing to everybody. He lost to Jacob Fatu, before Survivor Series. He just lost the 6-man tag match with him and his brother Jimmy and Sami Uso taking on the Bloodline, and he's the one who got the pinfall defeat. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Jey. Love you, love the themes. I think one day you will be a world champion, but I think this is Drew McIntyre. He's going to, I got Drew McIntyre winning this one. Next, we got Rhea Ripley challenging for the 3rd time against Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. I could be wrong, but I think everyone's banned. I think Judgment Day is banned. I think Raquel Rodriguez is banned. Dirty Dom Mysterio is banned. It's going to be Rhea and Liv. Now, I got Rhea defeating Liv Morgan to win back the Women's World Championship. But I feel like somebody's coming. I feel it. I could be wrong. It could be, I'm going to throw a name out there. I think Charlotte Flair might get involved. She's doomed to her return this month. You know what I mean? She's been out for quite some time with a knee injury. I think it's time the Queen returns. And why not return against the one who defeated you at WrestleMania 39 and career took off in that defeat? I got Rhea, but I feel like Charlotte Flair might be involved in this. Next, we got Roman Reigns, the OTC, taking on the self-proclaimed tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. Reigns versus Solo. Tribal combat. Anything goes. I don't think Roman's taking this. Sorry, but I don't think so. I think The Rock gets involved in this one. I wouldn't be shocked if he helps Solo win and Solo surrenders the Ulafala to The Rock and he's the tribal chief. We get what we want at WrestleMania. Roman versus Rock. So, I got Solo winning this, but I got some involvement with The Rock coming in. And the main event, it's already official. Main event will be CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins. I got Punk all day. All day. I think he's in Seth Rollins' head. I think the ego is going to literally throw him off. And I think Punk, I won't be surprised if we get all the finishers. The curb stomp, the GTS. I think we're going to see a lot of the finishers, but I don't think those are going to be the finish. I think it's going to be Punk outsmarting Rollins for the win. So I got Punk all day. And make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be live on Netflix, okay? Say it with me. Live on Netflix. You can also watch it on Layback TV, okay? On Netflix, we're going to get it. The Raw premiere on Netflix. Live in Inglewood, California at the Intuit Dome, Los Angeles. Okay? I'm your boy Jax, and this is the Drop That Pop. I'm your boy D Jax, this is the Drop That Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in for our first episode of 2025, okay? Got to get back on the smooth of things. I gave y'all a little bit of time away and a little bit of a break, okay? But we back on the swing of shit, all right? We'll be back soon, all right? Check us out. Subscribe. Like the page. Y'all know what to do. Comments are turned on. I dare ya. Peace!